Hey, good morning. It is Hannah from Communication Wise, and I wanted to come on here real quick this morning just because I want to tell you about a little negotiation I did this morning, and also, like limitations to a negotiation. So what happened was that my car's engine light was coming on, and I've been having my car for I think 3 years or 3 or 4 years. It's not an old car, it's not a new car. It was a used car when I bought it, but ever since I got it, within a couple months, it has been having some issues. So I go to the garage, the body shop, they sort of like fix it, but then every time after a couple weeks or a couple months, it starts again. And I don't know what it is. I'm not a mechanic, obviously, and I don't have any knowledge of cars in general. It just needs to drive me where I want to go. So that's an issue because the engine light came on again, and I already noticed, right before that happened, I already noticed it started doing that again. So it's some sort of like stuttering. Every time I have to go up a little hill or drive away from a traffic light or something, like I have to increase speed, and it happens. So needless to say, I've been sort of annoyed with this for a couple of years. So this morning I decided it was time to go to the garage. They have the body shop next to where they sell the cars, and I was like, I'm gonna get in there prepared. I'm gonna get in there with my story of like I'm dissatisfied. I want this. I was actually gonna go. In my mind I had myself set on a rental car that they were gonna pay for the time that I was not able to use my car. And then I kind of sort of wanted to negotiate about the price of the repairs. So that's how I walked in with my opening offer. Actually, that's how I wanted to walk in with my opening offer, because this is what happened. I called them at 7 o'clock this morning to announce that I wanted an appointment to come in. And so the people on the phone are always really nice. And he was like, or it was a lady or a gentleman, I don't remember. And he was like, well, just drop your car off at 8:30, but we're really busy, so I don't know if we can get you in today. And I said, okay, I'll drop it off 8:30. I wasn't gonna get into like the how busy they were. So I got there. I wanted to get into the lane of the body shop part of the whole building, and it was literally impossible to find a spot. So I just parked it like somewhere a little like not where it was supposed to be, and I walk in, and all the lanes were taken, and like people were already like close to the door to get in. So I didn't know where to go, but I had still my mindset on this is what I want, and this is what I want to get out of this negotiation. So eventually this guy helped me. They're all very helpful, very nice. There's nothing about the relationship parts that is not working. It is all the goal parts. I want a working car. You sold me this car, but it's not working well. So I feel like we need to work on this. We have a conflict and we have a negotiation going, and this is what I want. But before I got to say anything, this guy that was helping me was already, and it was 8:30 in the morning, he was over flooded with work. There were like work orders. There were like 10 or 12 of them, and he said like, look at the other counters. There's so many of them. I don't know if we can get you in today. But you can't drive your car, obviously, because you got here, but it is not safe. So I'll get you a ride home, and I'll get you a ride back for when your car is repaired. And I started thinking like, this is not exactly what I came in with, because I wanted a rental car for free, or like, you know, they pay for the rental car. So I said, so but wait, so I appreciate that you give me a ride home and a ride back, but I also needed to do some errands. How do you think how do you think that could work for me? And he was like, miss, he was like, not to want to repeat myself, but look around, this is what I all need to do. And he was like, oh, and by the way, he was checking his computer, he's like, this is probably going to be under the warranty, because, you know, such and such reason. And I was like, oh, okay. So and you know what, like at the end of the, so that was it. I took the ride home. I never started the thing about the rental car, because I noticed that there was no space to negotiate. There were people behind me in the line. Everybody wanted to get their car fixed right now and also yesterday. So I noticed that there wasn't any space to negotiate. And I also felt, and this is why I actually wanted to come on here and tell you, like, when you start using force, that's fine, you know, like that is up to you. You want to use force to get what you want, go right ahead. But I already knew before I started doing anything that was not going to work, because the only thing that I could have got out of it that was get that guy more frustrated. There were people, you know, breathing in his neck with like, sir, this and that, sir, that and that, like from the body shop coming into the little part where they're helping the customers. And everybody was already running. It was only 8:30 and it is right before the holiday. And apparently, you know, maybe because of the weather, cars break down or whatever it is. And there was already little breathing space, and it was only 8:30 in the morning. So force can help you, but force can also work against you. And it reminds me of when I went to a spa this summer. I was very excited. It was a 2-hour drive, and I didn't make a reservation because all the spots were full because of Corona. There was only a certain amount of people allowed to go in that day. And I was like, but I'm gonna be very I'm gonna be very positive, and I am just gonna get in with no reservation. So there were 2 lines, and one of them was with for the people with the reservations, and one of them was a line for the people with no reservations. So obviously the people with the reservations, things were quick, and the people without the reservations, things were slow. But this was a nice place with nice people, and this guy told me, he was like, no worries, I'm gonna get you in, you just have to be patient. But the girl that was in front of me started using force. So she started negotiating, and she was like, but I have on my phone, you know, I have a reservation, it just didn't come through. And the guy at the door didn't know what to do with it, so she was, you know, let inside. And eventually they got into an argument there. People started raising their voices, and eventually she was sent out by the security, and she left on our side of the people without the reservations. She left the building and the waiting line, and within a minute of her leaving the building, I was let in with a few other people that didn't have a reservation, so to enjoy that day. And it was a really good lesson for me, because I was debating using force, not like making up that I had a reservation, but more like, oh please, you know, do like some sort of manipulative, put like a few manipulative actions in there. But at the same time, I was thinking like, no, I am not going to use any force. I'm just gonna just gonna be confident that I'm gonna get what I want, which is to be let in there, and not use any force. And this morning was another example of, I could have started something. I could have, been forceful and make their day more miserable and maybe get something out of it. But at the end of the day, I am going for my goal, but I'm also going for the relationship with them. They still had to fix my car, and there was a million cars waiting for me too. So if I am not going to give them trouble, are they just, going to help me and get my car sooner? Or do you use force? Are you going to be difficult? And you are going to trust that they're going to put you first because they want to get rid of you? It's a question that I don't have the answer to, and it could be different for every situation, but it is a good question, and it is also a question of, how are you going to use your energy? Are you going to be forceful? Are you going to do this and use a lot of your own energy, use a lot of their energy, and get what you want? That's fine, whatever works for you. But I don't think it will work for me in this situation, and I would, love to hear your ideas, what you think, and if you have any other thoughts on this. I'm going to also wish you a very, very happy holiday, and I'll be back after it. Have a good day.